Everybody, it's me, Toya. I am coming at you this week, still in my 21st month, and I am letting you guys know that I actually did not weigh in this week because it is that time of the month. So I'm using it as my excuse for not weighing in. So I will weigh in next week. However, I wanted to let you guys know that my lab work shows that I am vitamin D deficient. I need to increase my calcium intake. So these deficiencies are, of course, related to the Roux-en-Y gastric bypass surgery that I had in June 2013. Those of you who are just joining me, I was 432 at my highest, and I know last week I gave numbers all wrong. 432 was my highest. The day of surgery I was 347, not 437. I think last week I accidentally said 437, but I was 347. And the last time I weighed, I was 268. I had actually gone down as low as 249, 250 something. And the last few months been fluctuating between 255 and 280, 278 was the most recent highest I went up to. I do believe that I am stabilizing. I'm almost 2 years post-op. Not really dropping a lot of weight. Of course, some of that is attributed to poor eating habits, lack of exercise, stress, you name it. But I was a size 36. I currently wear anywhere from 16, 18s. I have to do some 20s only because of my butt and my thigh skin. But my waist is actually 16, 14s. Shirts I can do large. Maybe some extra large. I haven't tried any mediums because I don't like my shirts really snug or anything like that. I like them loose. And actually this one's too big. I got it maneuvered where it won't hang so low like it was before I started filming. But anyway, I do have those deficiencies going. Basically, it's a matter of increasing my intake of those vitamins and necessities. Additionally, I think that I am going to start doing the B12 injections. My B12 was also a little bit low. Not very low, but it was a little bit low. And I also, of course, as you already know, have anemia. And additionally, my atrial fibrillation is acting up a little bit, and it could be due to the stress. Those of you who've been watching me for a while, you know that back in December, I lost my grandfather who raised me. Well, this week, Tuesday, we lost his older brother. He passed away. Then a day or two later, my great aunt lost her mother. So we've had 2 deaths within a matter of days within the same week. So there's been a lot of loss surrounding me. And keep in mind, my grandfather was, even though he was healthy, driving, and in his right mind, he was 90 years old, and he was working in the backyard and had an aneurysm. However, his brother was 92, and he was ill. But he had a little bit of Alzheimer's, had heart conditions. So actually, we were quite surprised that my grandfather passed before him. But they were very close. They lived in the same neighborhood. They worked together their entire lives, retired together. Both of them retired in their 80s. His brother was 88. My granddad was 86 when they actually stopped working. They were cement finishers. Yeah, they actually kept working until their late 80s. So I'm sure grief played a part. They, like I said, they were the last two siblings living. They lived around the block from each other, raised their families together. They worked together. So, they're together now in glory. But, yeah, it's been a loss. I did get to see him before he passed away, my uncle. I sat with him for about 30 minutes because visiting hours were over at 8. I get off at 7 o'clock. So I sat with him for the last 30 minutes that I could and talked to him. And even though he could not look at me or respond or, anything like that, I knew that he knew I was there because his breathing would change and, he was doing the shallow breaths and I could tell he knew I was there. And, everybody knows me as my granddaddy's baby. So I'm sure with my presence being there, he thought about his brother, and thought about me. And he passed the next morning, which I'm at peace knowing that they're together. And I'm sure when he got to heaven, he told his brother, Tootie, which is what they call me. Tootie came to see me last night. So I'm sure they are together in heaven with their wives and everybody just celebrating. And that brings everybody peace and, it comforts everybody. However, I've got to get my health on track. I've got to get these things straightened out, which I will. I start my physical therapy on my trapezius muscle on Monday. And then I will actually next month, which is only a couple of weeks away, we'll start my fertility testing to see what's going on, and we'll see my cardiologist for my AFib, and I'm also going to see my nutritionist and just kind of see what things I can do to increase and aid in my weight loss. Even though I know I am probably I'm not in the dropping fast phase anymore. So anything that I can do to do better and get more weight off, we'll have to do that. That includes getting back in the gym because I've started back to school, guys. I had a month off. So back in school, that's taking up some time on top of, working and the deaths and just a lot going on in my life, really. But everything's going to be okay. Additionally, guys, my little Jack, my little beta fish that I introduced to you guys, I believe it was last week or the week before. The week before, I believe. My little Jack has been sick. Daddy didn't do well about changing the filter in his tank. And, Mommy cleaned the tank and sanitized it. But guess what? Mommy couldn't find the filters because Daddy put the filters somewhere where Mommy couldn't find them. So guess what happened? My baby's tank got contaminated again because of the old filter, which made our little Jack fall ill and get sick. It actually kind of scared me. We thought we were going to lose him. He looked like he was having seizures, and he would just kind of pass out, hang upside down, and he was just swimming erratically, and I knew it had to be the water and the tank just contaminating my baby. So I started crying because honestly, the reason why I'm so in love with this fish, you guys, losing my grandfather, which you all, those of you who've been with me forever, know that was my heart. That was my everything. And I haven't been able to really grieve like I need to and like I should. Tried going to therapy and I changed some dates, but my therapist has not gotten back with me, which is kind of weird because she usually gets back with me, but she hasn't. So I know that I really need to like get back into therapy for the eating and a lot of other things. But this fish has really put some joy in my life. I didn't think he would. I didn't even want a fish. My husband suggested it. But Jack has brought me so much joy. He calms me because, you know, fish, they swim, they glide, you know. He calms me and I just bonded with him. I mean, my fish eats from my finger. He responds when you all saw this. He responds when I call his name. When I get home, he runs to the front of the aquarium like, "Hey, Mom, you're home." So seeing him sick really bothered me, and all I kept thinking was, oh my gosh, it's going to be another loss, which I don't need right now. But PetSmart had some beta medication and beta water, and happy to say that my little Jack is getting better. He wasn't eating. He's eating now. He's starting to come back and communicate with Mommy again, and he's getting better. So I'll say maybe a couple of more days, he'll be in full force. He's not passing out anymore. He's not doing the seizing anymore. So my little baby is feeling a lot better. So I'm not going to hold you guys long. It's already a 12-minute video. So this is what's going on in Toya's world right now. And thank you guys for all the comments about the look and everything from last week. I'm going to respond to you guys. I just hadn't had a chance to, but I'm going to do that. Trust me. And I am watching videos. Just because I haven't commented doesn't mean I'm not watching you. I am watching you guys. Just been real busy and stuff. So, anyway, on that note, I will talk to you guys later and give you any major updates that I have. So, until then, take care and talk to you next time.